Sam and Colby at the Conjuring house. I've had so many requests to look at this video because this video appears to a lot of people to be proof of the paranormal via the knock-in phenomena. I've taken a look, and initially I was impressed, and then I came to a conclusion. Sam and Colby are full of shit. Beardos, weirdos, boys and ghouls, this is probably the most requested video in such a short space of time that I have ever had. Can you look at Sam and Colby? Can you debunk the Conjuring house? And there's a specific segment that people have asked me to look at. And do ignore the red eyes and all the rest of it. I'm ill again. Yeah, people have asked me to look at this specific section. Me and Mrs. Geek were up quite early this morning, so we put it on the living room TV, and we were like, this is pretty cool. Hey, this is pretty cool. I was like, Yvette Fielding did this for years, still does this. And it's all a load of bullshit. And in fact, it's bullshit stole from the 1800s. Now, before I get to the knock-in phenomena, this is the first time I have ever watched an entire Sam and Colby video, beginning to end. Because I wrongly assumed they were going to be exactly like the twins. I thought that was the sort of vibe that they were going to give off. And they're not quite as annoying as the Crayola kids. In fact, they're far less annoying than the Crayola kids. There's a few things that they say that rub me up the wrong way. For example, the use of past relatives being used as evidence for the knock-in phenomena. And I'm like, when you know how that knock-in phenomena is done, it takes a sour turn. And they make a joke about Robert the Doll, and they're like, yeah, Robert the Doll, he gave me cancer. Don't give me cancer, bro. And I'm like, whoa. But in Colby's defense, he had cancer. He is recovered from cancer. Maybe his way of dealing with it is to make jokes. And while it may seem insensitive to some, if that's his way of dealing with it, go for it. Now, production, sound design, all of it, top notch. There's a reason these guys sit at 10 million subscribers. While it is not my personal taste in ghost hunting shows, because this isn't paranormal investigating, like I keep saying, this is a ghost hunt show. And I don't particularly like ghost hunting shows because they are always elaborated and full of the brown. Now then, this video takes place at the Conjuring house, and for a change for one of these channels, it's the real deal. It is the real Conjuring house. They haven't just gone anywhere and named it the Conjuring house for the sake of it, like people are doing in the UK right now. The UK's Conjuring house. Behave. So, the Conjuring house, it was built in 1736 initially, and it's been added to over the years, and it's changed. For example, in the photos, you'll see of the Perron family, where all of this initiated. The house was sort of white, and now it's a wood frame, and there's been some major changes. The doors are in different places, etc. And it's the actual home of the Perron family, which were featured in the movie The Conjuring. Absolutely fantastic movie. But so many liberties taken that it barely has anything to do with the original story other than some of the names. For example, Ed and Lorraine Warren were not that heavily involved. Ed Warren was punched in the face for his behaviour at this house during the exorcism, where apparently somebody was thrown across a room. Obviously the house now is more... People want to go to this house more. It is more sort of trending because of the Conjuring movie. It was a huge movie. I loved the movie. But I'm also aware that the liberty's taken, you know? So you can now rent out the Conjuring house for paranormal investigations. There was a homeowner that allowed it, but now it's been sold again, and there's a new lady owns it. She has a team that work with her of 2 people. And this team, the female, the lady in this team, the young girl, is the daughter of Jason Hawes from TAPS. Transatlantic Paranormal Society, whatever they were called. And out of all of the big TV network shows, they seem to be the more realistic based. But then when you dig deeper, they were caught out a few times. Grant with a hood pull, he's clearly got a wire through his jacket, and then he mysteriously leaves not long after he was caught. St. Mary's, the ship where they're on that, and you can clearly see this cuts, and they're like, somebody's messed with our camera. What? Somebody else, possibly with no editing or camera skills, managed to pull that shit off? No. No. And while I enjoy taps, or I haven't watched them for quite some time, I was aware that they were fake. They weren't as bad as Ghost Adventures, or certainly nowhere near as bad as...
Mary loves dick. Mary loves dick.
Mary loves that dick. That, it turns out, was actually a bet between the Most Haunted crew and Derek that he couldn't get that into an episode, which tells you everything you need to know about this very serious paranormal show. So the Conjuring House's real name is the Old Arnold Estate. You can hire it out, you can stay there, do paranormal investigations there. The Perrin family, I believe some of the daughters are still quite active with channels that go there, etc. They've got the Conjuring House circa 1736 website, where it gives you information. There's a nice little video package, ghost camping, gamping. You can spend the night in the woods inside the property. It's a very well developed website. I actually quite like it. It looks like the guy with the big beard that was running it for a while is no longer there, but they have testimonials and all sorts. Go and have a look at your own leisure, because while I am not the biggest fan of Ed and Lorraine Warren and the Warren Foundation, I believe at some point there was some truth to it all, or at least they thought there was. I am not an out-and-out die-hard skeptic. I'm not a disbeliever in the paranormal, as most of you know, but I'm very, very skeptical of YouTube content, and, you know, there's only a handful of channels that I will promote and push forward as the real deal. Back to the video. It's surviving a week at the real Conjuring House for Sam and Colby, and they team up with Cody Despens and Satori Hawes, who is obviously the daughter of Jason Hawes. And they do this trick where they link, and it is a trick. They link arms, they talk, and they use the alphabet, A, B, C, D, etc. And they'll get a knock on the letter of the alphabet that the spirit wants them to stop on to get messages. And it's very clever. I'll play you a section of that now.
Found out that eventually, over time, that when we hold hands or hold wrists, it's almost like flipping on a light switch and kind of draws them in a little closer.
This tapping phenomenon was made famous in the 1800s by three sisters called the Fox Sisters. Margareta, Kate, and Leah. And these three sisters started the spiritualist movement. And the problem is that this method of communication was debunked by Margareta Fox. She actually confessed to New York World in October 1988. In October 1888, she confessed and explained the events of the Hydesville events, the rap-ins and tap-ins, and it was all done with you can basically learn how to make your little toe or your big toe pop by pushing into the floor. Now, these sisters were also, they claimed of bones in their houses, etc., and it turned out they were chicken bones, and it was all just one big elaborate hoax that lasted for years, and they were outed, and there were people putting, you know, rewards up for catching them with their fakery. And they were caught, and one of them came clean. So why are people still using their methods to prove the existence of ghosts? Now, this couple state they are not psychic mediums, yet they can conjure up, pardon the pun, this tap-in on command.
Control it, and we only do this for people who cross our paths naturally and don't do it for money or anything like that. So
this is also very important. They do not do this for money, etc. The paranormal couple about us, Cody and Satori, blah 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 blah, lectures, etc. Taps is mentioned, ghost hunters, ghost nation, haunted museum. Cool. Merchandise store. But, you know, that doesn't mean they're making money off it directly, you know what I'm saying? However, events. Sold out, sold out, sold out. We don't do this for money or anything like that, yet look at all of these dates. And sold out. They are selling. They are making money. They have museum Patreon members. They have YouTube content, etc., etc., etc. That is, without a shadow of a doubt, doing this for money or whatever. Absolutely. You've lied in the first few seconds of your video. You've lied in the first few seconds of you being on screen discussing what you do.
Can you come in here, please?
I feel the vibration. Yeah.
If anybody's here...
Now, I'm not going to play much more of this because I'm about to explain how this is all staged and all faked. And Sam and Colby unwittingly debunk themselves without realising later on in the episode.
Yeah. That's what
So,
But it said it.
this
You're
box
here.
on the floor records tappings and movements, etc. Yet it's not picking them up when they stood a little bit far away from it. When they tried to get closer to it, there's a little bit of tomfoolery going on with avoiding questions and things like that. And then this couple claim that, or the ghost, through tapping, tells Sam and Colby and this couple the reason that box is not picking up the clicks is because it is coming from above them, from the air. Yet I just showed you Sam and Colby saying, I can feel those vibrations in my feet. And you will see, just up there, Debunking Sam and Colby Surviving the Conjuring House, Satori and Cody. I wanted to do my homework. And then I found this little channel called Rational Era. 48 subscribers, 9 videos. And I've watched his Sam and Colby debunking after I started to try and debunk this myself. And I'd gone into the Fox sisters because I'm aware of the shenanigans and that Yvette Fielding has been ripping that off for the last 20 years. I know this couple are doing it. So go check out Rational Era. Tell him Beardo sent you. Let's get his subscribers up, because he's clearly put a lot of work into this video. Part of this entire thing that really, really bothers me, that Sam's grandmother comes through and he gets visibly upset and walks out crying, and that reaction to me seems very real. Are they great actors? I don't know. I don't watch enough of them. Could it have been genuine on his part? Possibly. Then they go on to Colby and they mention pretty much every grandparent he's ever had alive. And it's, you know, it's impressive. Until you Google Sam and Colby. And then you look at the Wikipedia pages, and then you click on the parents' names, and then the grandparents' names, etc., etc. That information is easily available, and it is more easily available in the States because the privacy laws are not as strict as they are here in the UK. Added to that, there is a nickname used for a grandparent that only the family would know. However, now and again, Sam and Colby are spinning the camera. So who is this guy dressed as Chucky? Why is he wearing a good guy outfit, complete with the sneakers? This is Sam and Colby's producer, or something along those lines. He's always out of shot for the most part, and they just seem to randomly swing the camera onto him here and there. Now, if he is the producer, he is, by his job definition, producing content, producing the viewing figures, etc. Could he have fed this sensitive, private information to the family without Sam and Colby knowing, to make it all the more real, for them to get all the more emotional? It's possible. I can't call that a debunk. I can't call that evidence, but he is dressed like Chucky. Now, the initial reaction of Sam with his grandmother, he's crying, he's choking on his words. It comes across as he's genuinely upset. But that doesn't mean that there's more fakery in the background, because these two people holding arms and using an 1800s method of communicating with the dead has ultimately been proved as fake. The people that originated this idea, that started this idea, have admitted that they faked it. So therefore, by using a admittedly fake method of communicating with the dead as a form of communicating with the dead is nil and void. And Sam and Colby are not stupid. I mean, they are 10 million subscribers. They are not stupid. All of the paranormal. They would know about the Fox sisters being outed. They would know about this method, the same as I do, the same as everyone else does. This is no different to what Yvette Fielding and Carl Beatty have been doing for 20 years. The tapping phenomena, and you can find exactly how it's done. Instead of me telling you word for word what Rational Era has uncovered with I mean, he's also uncovered that this couple do in fact make money off their trickery. He also finds a video of somebody being able to do this little movement with their toe that creates such loud cracking and popping noises that will sound very familiar to you, especially on a wooden floor. It's the same thing Yvette and Co do when they don't have people tapping behind a door or a wall, etc. Sam and Colby, my thoughts, I don't think they were aware of how that tapping phenomena was being created. Their reactions did seem genuine, but it's not real. It's fake, and maybe they were caught up in the lie and the bullshit. The little bits I have seen of Sam and Colby, they are questionable, but I've never seen 100%. I can debunk this for myself, but I've seen many debunkers look at some of their footage and be like, that's not real, that is fake, that is definitely Colby kicking a door. So in regards to Sam and Colby in this video, for the most part, are they faking this evidence? I don't think they are, but the paranormal couple are 100%. And it is when they do the debunking video at the end, go and watch at your leisure, or if you want to watch it the best way, watch Rational Era debunking Sam and Colby surviving the Conjuring house, where he breaks down that they've cocked up their behaviour. The guy in the paranormal couple covering his mouth when certain questions are asked, as if, oh, how are we going to get out of this? Shit. Hang on, I got it. Now, clearly, the two of them are able to do this tapping phenomena because the camera is switching back and forth between them, etc. They're being quite clever with it, but this is a near 200-year-old fake method of communicating with the dead that was designed to rip people off back then, and it is ripping people off right now. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section down below. Sam and Colby fans, I know there's a lot of you. A lot. And I normally get a lot of hate. I haven't really said anything about Sam and Colby in this that I can debunk. I'm saying that the people they were working with were faking because, you know, it's Sam and Colby. If you can get away with faking something and get your name read out by Sam and Colby, you're going to get a blow up. This was a business and marketing strategy for more of this fake ghost hunting bollocks. Much love to you all. Beardo out.